Hello, hello, hello. This is Tony Burst calling you again, coming to you again from sunny Austell, Georgia. Just want to say hello and hopefully and prayerfully you'll have a great week. A lot things can happen in one day, as we all know that. And just just a quick sidebar. I just wanted to make sure that to check in with you, see if all your needs were met, if I can serve you in any kind of way. But while you're figuring that out, I'll just leave you a quick message on the 6 steps to getting through any situation or even starting, because it's the who, the what, the why, the when, the where, and the how. And so right now we'll start with the who. Who am I? My name is Tony Burst. Grateful to be here. I'm a life coach, personal development specialist, transition strategist, and I just help people be a better version of themselves because we've been told certain things in our society. We've been told certain things in our family, our workplace, friends, family, whatever. But I can confidently say that unless you say it so, you better check it out. You better make sure that what you hear is what you hear and what you see are lining up with what you're trying to do. Because if those three things happen, then you're going to probably be successful. And you may find that what I'm doing, why I'm doing, and where I'm at with things may be indicative of the work I've done to that point. Maybe I need to readdress some issues. So knowing who you are is very, very important because if you don't define who you are, someone else will, and sometimes they may not have it right, and they may not have the right perspective on what's going on with you. And so you can always begin by asking yourself these two simple questions. Um, what is it? What is it that I enjoy doing? And what is the one thing that I would enjoy doing even if I wasn't getting paid for it? What's your passion? What's your why? What excites you? What gets you motivated? And you have to find out what that is, and you have to do what we call personal development. Personal development is just coming to progressive realization of a worthy ideal, success, and what you want to do. And only you can determine your value. No one else can. Not a paycheck, not your bank account, not anything. So you have to define who you are. And so that's very, very important. That's number one in getting started. Number two, what is it that I'm trying to do? What would I like to do? You can ask yourself, you can look around in your life right now, what's going on in your neighborhood, in your family, in any situation. And you can say, well, I'd like to see that change. That bothers me. Why can't we do something better? And you may find that other people may tune into what you're working towards. If you don't ask the question, you don't have the conversations, then how will you ever know? So it's not a matter of where you've been, it's where you want to go that counts. And having to remember that what is very, very important. And what describes a little bit of who you are, because who you are and what you're doing should coincide with each other. Because if they do not, then you are diametrically opposed to where you're trying to go, where you're attempting to go. So that's very, very important. Your why. Why am I here? More precisely, why are you here? Why do you do the things that you do? Why do you go where you go? Why do you have the family that you have? Why do you have the car that you drive? Why do you go to work where you go? Why are you in the career that you're in? Why are you doing what you're currently doing? And if you're happy with it, God bless. I commend you proudly. Just give yourself a hand, give us a hand that we found our niche. If you don't have one, you should probably create one. So remember that, let me do this. Okay. Remember that, that why is very, very important because, like I said earlier, if you don't have a why, you're probably living somebody else's why. Trust and believe that because it's like if let's say my wife and I, we like to travel, we like to do cruises. So if we went to Miami airport or whatever port and we said, hey, we want to take a cruise. And they asked us, well, this cruise is going to the Bahamas. This cruise is going to Cozumel. This cruise is going to Puerto Vallarta. It's going to Jamaica, wherever the cruise is going to. But at the same time, if you say you're on this cruise, you have to have the coordinates of want from one location to the other location, because how are you going to get there if you don't know where you're going? That's where, and you can have the instrumentation, but you still got to know how to navigate the ship. So the same principle here that's going on in your life and where you're at is where you're at, who are you, and what am I trying to do? And why am I trying to do it is more precisely. Why is very, very important, because when you know the why, you can endure any kind of how, and you can do it because you were made for it. This is what you are made for. This is what makes you who you are. So embrace it. Embrace it. If you don't know where you are, that's fine. You can start today. Today is the most important day of the week that it is, because it's where you're at and it's where you found this video. It's why do you want to do this, and where you want to start out and everything. So where is very important. Where are my services going to be? Where are the people who need what I need to do? Can it be online? Can it be in my local community? Can it be at my church and my family and the places that I visit? Where is it that I need to be so I can serve the most people and help them? Because there should be two things. My purpose as a life coach, a family man, and who I am is to, one, please God, and two, serve his people. Because if I do that, I'm living in the King's kingdom. I will say that I'm confident in that. I'm living in the King's kingdom, and this all belongs to him. So if I understand that, then I will continue to make these videos. I don't know how good they're going to be, but one thing for sure, and something for twice, I appreciate you. I appreciate the fact that you stopped by here today. I'm getting away from the, well, I don't sound like this guy. I don't sound like that guy. Myron Golden is I learned so much from this man and other people too. I listen to other videos, and I do use those situations, those people, as a guide and a mentor for me, because they've done it. And like Myron says, the simplest way to get to being successful is find somebody who's been there, and kind of parrot, mimic them, so you can, because the way's already been made. The way's already been made. Maybe your story needs to be told. Maybe my story needs to be told. But one thing I can say again, it's like you have to put it out there. You have to set forth the effort. And the where is wherever you're passionate about, wherever you see the problem, if there's a need, there needs to be some seeds, and we can fill it. And so when we fill the need with the seeds, there's going to grow some prosperity. There's going to grow some blessings when we do that. But we have to maintain the crop. That means we got to water it with love. We got to water it with consistency, and we can't get sidetracked on a few results, because sometimes it may go exactly like you want to, and sometimes it may not. But you got to keep doing it. You got to hang in there. You got to be persistent with it. And when should you get started? Let me see. Today, tomorrow, next week? Not sure. That'll be on you. That'll be when you decide, when you're looking in that mirror in the morning, about to go to a place that you might not like so much. That's when you're getting up in the morning and you're deciding, like, oh man, when's my next vacation? Oh, oh, when am I going to get a raise, and when are they going to, change the docking procedure at my job? When are they going to, consolidate these two departments so we'll stop working in circles? Just a whole bunch of wins, But the biggest win is, when do I want to be successful? When do I want to start to live the life that I've been putting on the side waiting? Because sometimes we get ready to get ready to get ready to get ready, and then we wait because it's not lined up perfect. When is right now? When do you want to start? And because once you start, then other things start to happen. Nothing in life takes place until you start the momentum of creating the very thing that you want. It starts with an idea, starts in the heart, starts in the mind and the spirit, and it grabs you in a way that you can't sleep at night, and you do nothing but think about that all the time. So your win is when you decide at any given moment. You can decide today, you can decide tomorrow, you can decide this week, next year, or never. That's up to you. But it has to start when you are tired of looking at the results, when you're sick and tired of just living in a disarray of things. When is very, very important. So when you know who you are, what are you doing, why are you here, where are you going, and when do you want to get started, is very, very, very important because timing is everything. And if you don't think so, timing is everything, start showing up late for stuff and people gonna let you know we don't need you anymore. Like, hey, you're always late, or hey, why you. And so you have this thing of when, because we want all the previous things, the who, the what, the why, and the where, and all that stuff to line up before we even get started. So when happens the moment we are ready to make it happen, and you're never too late. You're never too young to teach, nor too old to learn. So when is very, very important, and you determine when happens, and then we want to work on the how. That's where so many times, even in my own life, I've said, well, how am I going to do this? How am I going to create this? How am I going to create the income I want? How am I going to get the position I want? How am I going to get from point A to point B? How am I going to start something that I don't know anything about? And so the how is very, very important because remember when I said when you have a why for what you want to do, the how will work itself out because the why is always got to be bigger than the how because the how kind of comes in once I'm motivated, once I done worked out the who, the what, the why, the where, and the when, then the how takes place. And the how starts the minute I stop stop not believing and start believing. The how starts when I start trusting the process and getting involved with not the results but the journey because the journey is just but for a place and time for your just destination. So the how is worked out the moment, and I mean the exact moment that I says, hey, no more of this. We are moving forward. This is our life. This is our choice. I want to serve. I believe in what I'm doing. I believe what I'm doing is going to help others. I believe what I'm doing is going to make a difference in my life and in yours too. So these are the six things that are very important. The who am I, and why, and who am I, more importantly, and you have to define that by personal development, obviously, because you can say, who am I? If you could start describing your features. Who am I? You can just start describing where you go. Who am I? Can say, hey, I uh, I drive a certain car or whatever. That might be my definition of who. But the what is very, very just as important as the who, because the what tells me what am I going to do? And what am I going to do once I get started? What am I going to do when I'm tired of just looking at things and saying, "Hey, I wish things were different." Don't ask for the difference, be the difference. And that's where the what can help you. Why is very important again as we close this down is because like you have to have a big enough why. And here's the real kick in all this. It cannot be about money. It must be about serving others. It cannot be about the money because the money will take care of itself. Because here's the thing: if you have the who and the what and the why comes, you say, "Why I want to manifest whatever. I want to do something financial. I want to do something in my local community to change the homeless that are affected in my community, or or children who don't have." Adequate daycare and stuff that I felt I wanted to be a part of and change. And so these can be some examples of a why. And then where can it happen is wherever I'm at, where it can happen online. It could happen at your job. It can happen at your place of worship. Your why can define who you are, but it also gives you the motivation to keep going. And where it is wherever you are. When that determines you could start today, tomorrow, next week. I hope that you'll get motivated at a point and say, "Hey, when I'm starting this today, I'm tired of listening. I'm gonna contact this company. I'm gonna contact Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. I'm gonna go in there and say, hey, listen, this is what I want to do, and this is how you can help me, because we'll definitely be there to help you, because we definitely have resources. We have the ability to help you, and I have some great support systems. So you are in good hands, my friend. And then the when is no time like the present. And the how can I serve you? How can I be the support you need? If I'm not able to, we'll get the person able to. We'll get you over to the right person because that person has to be there because you're never alone. You're never on this journey by yourself. And everybody, like I said in an earlier video, everybody needs something. There's no, I'm my own man, I'm my own mom. I don't need anybody. Yeah, you do. You need somebody. You need somebody that's going to service your home, service your car, service your yard, service, so many things. Like, do you have your own supermarket? Do you have resources to go and get your own food? Or if you like, meats or whatever, are you going to be able to keep livestock in your backyard or the chicken who's going to lay the egg for you? You can do all this stuff. That's up to you. But I would strongly suggest that if you're not willing to do all that, that you should go to your local supermarket and thank them for doing the stuff that I'm not willing to do. Thank them for being open at a time, but most importantly, thanking the creator for being able to have the resources and have the ability and the health and strength to go purchase those things. And again, if you don't want to go purchase it, make a phone call and we'll be right over with it. And so I just want to thank you today for being here. Thank you. And may you have a great week. May the week that you plan come out better than you can ever imagine. But it has to start with feeling good about where you are and trusting the process. So let's trust the process because the who, the what, the why, the when, the where, and the how has already been worked out. Bye for now and be blessed by the best because you are. Thank you.